The flashlight story is a real story. The flashlight was about 40 feet down, shining at us from the bottom of Lake Huron. It was that moment, I was like, why is there no remote control submarine with an arm on it? You know, every boater's gonna need one of these. Police people would buy this, we could use it for search and rescue. We were right off of Bruce Nuclear Power Plant. We knew they had an intake that went all the way into Lake Huron, and it would be such a cool thing if we had this robot to go and have a look at this intake. So even that very first night with that flashlight incident, we were thinking about who would buy this. I knew Jeff from working at the same company. Jeff had made a remotely operated vehicle at Conestoga College for his college project. We met up at Jeff's house, and talked over a few beers, and Jeff really took the idea and ran with it. From 2009 to 2011, that's when we were going through the process of drawing and building and iterating and coming up with something that was really commercial ready. And that's when Jeff was in 2011 over to Norway. There wasn't a lot of ROV companies back then in our size class that were going after that market. He made a lot of those initial sales in that grassroots, take it out of the box and show it off way. We knew about underwater intervention. That was the place where people who had, real science, real equipment, they had real technology that was taken seriously. The show opened and people started coming to our booth, and they were telling us how innovative this was and how we were attacking the problem of underwater exploration in a completely novel and new way. We weren't afraid to get out there, and we traveled the world. There's always a fever when you first start a company, and it's very much about you, and it's about your product, and it's about the customers. And then as soon as you hire other people to work for you, they become the most important thing. They're buying into your dream. I feel that we have a family at Deep Trekker where each and every person is invested in what they're doing, and they take their own skill set and apply that 100%. From the very beginning of Deep Trekker, we knew that we could surround ourselves with people who were smarter and better than we were. And we've tried over the last decade to allow people to let their expertise and their ideas be heard. And I truly believe that has allowed us to make the innovations and the quality products that we have today. It's fun to think back of building in the basement, and we built the first 300 DTG2s in a really tight space, and in 2013 we moved into our first facility. We built 3 different robots out of that 3,000 square feet. We had the DTG2, we had the larger DTX2, and we had started building the DT340 pipe crawler at that time, all in that one shop, and we grew out of that in about 2 years, and then purchased the building that we're in now in Kitchener, Ontario. A big portion of our growth in the early days came from aquaculture in Chile. And as we grew in Chile, it became very apparent that we needed our own office there. It's a quick decade when you think about it in terms of where we were in the basement and now looking at how do we build to fit all of the new employees and the new technologies that we're bringing on. Keeping the momentum going at Deep Trekker has always been what has made us successful. It's in no small part due to the flexibility of the people we work with. We're all working together to do what's right by our customer. What's the customer's next problem? And how can we solve that in a better way? 2020 really showed me that it's important to be open and to be flexible. The next 10 years at Deep Trekker is going to be filled with pivots. It's going to be filled with moments where we think we have the perfect plan and something is going to change that completely. I maybe can't tell you what the next product that we're going to build or what the next innovation might be, but I can tell you that it will be built with the voice of the customer in mind and with the input of the entire Deep Trekker family.